I'm going to talk about how and where the research ethics review by the IRB fits into the overall proposal development process. Now, the student is going to start with the development of a prospectus, and that will evolve into a proposal, which will be defended in an oral defense. And then you have data collection, and then there is a final defense of the completed study. Now, the formal IRB ethics review happens here after the proposal's oral defense. But that process is going to start here at the point that we call the URR phase. And the URR phase is when the chair uploads the proposal to the URR for a formal review. Now, at this point, the student will receive an invitation by email from the IRB to complete Form A. And Form A is the way that the IRB helps the student get ready for the ethics review that will be coming after the proposal oral defense. So Form A is a branched form and will ask a series of questions that will vary depending on how the student answers questions about the types of partner organizations they may or may not be working with, the types of data that they will be collecting. And for example, students who are doing only archival analyses of existing data will be asked to then complete Form B. The students who are doing surveys or interviews will be asked to complete Form C. And a very small percentage of students who are working with vulnerable populations or very sensitive data collection may be asked to complete Form D in addition to Form C. And so the IRB is going to give very tailored guidance to students on which combination of forms are needed. Most students doing surveys and interviews are going to only do Forms A and C. And then the IRB will also be very specific about saying whether the student needs to prepare, for example, a consent form or a site agreement for the partner organization to sign. And all of this guidance will be based on what the student provides in Form A. And we call this step the preliminary ethics feedback step. And this is ideally going to happen between the URR phase and the proposal oral defense. And then once the student defends the proposal, the IRB will check back with the student and ask whether anything has changed in any of these documents. And if not, then the IRB is able to provide approval and move the student forward into the data collection phase.